welcome back to Cruising as Crew. Last week I went on P&O Aurora for a 3-night cruise to Zeebrugge. We had an amazing time and honestly I was really surprised by this ship. Since it's the oldest and the smallest in the P&O fleet, I'm gonna be honest, my hopes weren't very high, but as I said, I was pleasantly surprised. I can definitely see why this is one of P&O's favourite ships. So I thought we'd do a little ship tour. We're going to start the tour on Deck 5 midship, which is where everyone embarked the ship. Here you will find guest services and the Loyalty Cruise sales desk. At the front of the ship on Deck 5 there is only cabins to be found, and you can see as you look down the corridor how the cabins curve with the bow of the ship. And we also have cabins stretching all the way to the aft of the ship on Deck 5. So let's go up to Deck 6. So once again at the very front of the ship on Deck 6 we just have cabins, but then as we walk towards the aft and come to midship we can see the beautiful atrium here on P&O Aurora. This is where you can book any excursions that you want to do, and also we have the alcohol shop, the beauty shop and the jewellery shop here. Walking towards the aft of the ship we come to the Medina restaurant, and then we have another restaurant that we're going to see later which is for fixed dining. The Medina restaurant is for flexible dining. Now the decor in the Medina restaurant might be a little bit dated, but the food that was served in here was absolutely delicious. I had a chicken starter, a steak main and a Neapolitan mousse thing for dessert, which was way better than it looks. Now we cannot walk through the Medina restaurant to get to the back of the ship because there is a galley behind the Medina restaurant. So if you want to get to the restaurant behind the Medina restaurant, you have to go up to Deck 7, walk across and come back down to Deck 6. And you will find yourself at the Alexandra restaurant. So this is the restaurant for fixed dining between 6:30 and 8:30. Coming up to Deck 7 now at the very aft of the ship, you will find Carmen's. This is another entertainment lounge that opens from 7 p.m. till late. During our cruise there was the Sounds of Soul and Motown with Alex Slater in here. But there was nothing going on here in the day and it was actually closed, so you couldn't really even sit in here. Leaving Carmen's and heading through to Champions Bar, which neighbours the casino. Champions was probably one of the liveliest places on the ship. There was always people there drinking, always quizzes and various other things going on in Champions. As we leave the casino and Champions, we enter the art space. So this is the Clarendon Art Gallery. Quite a small art gallery, but then again, it is one of the smallest ships. And now we're entering Masquerades. So this is the nightclub on board. So during the day, it's a perfect place to come, read a book. However, after 7, it turns into a great place to have a dance. As we walk past the midship elevators, we walk past the shops into Charlie's Bar. Now we're going to walk through into Anderson's Bar. So this is the perfect cocktail bar. The bar doesn't actually open till 5 p.m, however it is an open space during the day, and as I said, in the evening it turns into a fantastic cocktail bar with a really warm, wonderful atmosphere. And as we get right to the front of the ship on Deck 7, we come to the Curzon Theatre, which was actually way bigger than I expected. And I have to say, I went to see the show Applause in here, and it was definitely the best show I've ever seen on an English cruise line. Deck 7 is where you can access the open decks, and I must say, I'm delighted at how wide the outer decks are on this ship. Now let's go upstairs to Deck 8. So at the front of the ship on Deck 8, we just have cabins. As we come to midship, we are going to pass the Indian restaurant Sindhu. Me and Fraser came for dinner here and it was absolutely wonderful. So if you're a lover of Indian cuisine as I am, make sure you stop off at Sindhu. Just as you leave Sindhu, we have Raffles Bar. So in the evening, this is a great place to get a glass of wine, but in the daytime, this also doubles as a coffee shop. So they do serve Costa coffee and various little sandwiches and cakes during the day. Here we have Vanderbilt's. So this is a perfect place to come and play a board game or a card game on a rainy sea day perhaps. And then we come to the Playhouse, which is a really sneaky little theatre actually. Now the only thing that I could find that went on in here during our cruise was karaoke, but I'm sure on a longer cruise there would obviously be more events held in this lovely little venue. We now find ourselves at the photo gallery, so as you will know if you've cruised before, you can get your photo taken, formal night or any other time during the cruise. Then we come to the glass house, and I must say this is a very different glass house than I've ever seen before. Usually the glass house is situated so you have really beautiful views, whereas in this glass house you have beautiful views into the lifeboat. So this is one of the other speciality restaurants. As we leave the glass house and head towards the aft of the ship, we come to my cabin. Now this used to be where the youth activities was situated, but in 2019 they made this area single occupancy cabins. I was really impressed with it actually. It was a fantastic size. The bed was very comfortable. I had my own little coffee station. Now, for those of you who have been watching my videos for a while, you will know that this coat hanger situation absolutely delighted me. It's very rare that you get enough coat hangers when you go anywhere on holiday, so I was really happy to see the amount of coat hangers provided. And then going into the bathroom, once again, really impressed with the size. It had a powerful shower and great lighting. And my favourite thing about my cabin is how close I am to the outer deck. Yeah, this close. So now we're at the terrace pool. So this is one of 3 pools that you will find on P&O Aurora. So we've got 2 jacuzzis. But let's go upstairs to deck 9. So we've got a lovely view of the terrace pool. So on decks 9, 10 and 11 on P&O Aurora, it is just cabins all the way along the ship. Now on deck 11, if we walk towards the front of the ship, as we get to midship, we will find the entrance to the gym. It's quite an old, dated gym, but to be honest, I wasn't surprised, and I can't imagine, especially on the longer cruises, that the gym is ultra busy, so this is probably a perfect size. The laundrette. So on P&O Aurora, a laundry service is not available, so if you want to get something ironed or washed, you can do it yourself. Alright, so now we are on deck 12 at the very back of the ship. This is an absolutely beautiful spot. We have the Pennant Bar, great view of the terrace pool and the wake when the ship is at sea. So we are going to enter the Horizon restaurant from the back of the ship. So for those of you who don't know, the Horizon restaurant is effectively the buffet on P&O Aurora. And as you can see, it's very spacious. Decor is not too dated. The only strange thing is there's one sink as you enter. When there's a whole load of people trying to get into the Horizon restaurant, one sink means that you can be lining up for quite a while as you're waiting to enter. Now as we leave the Horizon restaurant, we come to the Crystal Pool. This is the second pool on board, and this one, as you can see, is covered by a roof. So on the second day of this cruise, we were in Zeebrugge, and in the morning it was absolutely hammering it down with rain. So this was very busy because people could still go in the hot tub and the pool, but it was still relatively warm. So you've got a great selection of drinks available at the Crystal Bar, you have ice cream available, and of course we have the Lido Grill. And yes, I did eat from here every day. I had a burger from here every day because they were just that good. Walking towards the front of the ship, we come to the Riviera pool, which is the third and final pool. Something I do like about this pool is there's like a tiered seating area. So when the ship is in warmer weather and people are predominantly outside sunbathing, I can imagine it still doesn't feel too overcrowded because of the tier system. And then the door that I am pointing to is a door into the gym. So that is also another way that you can get into the gym. Now we are at the forward elevator lobby on deck 12, and at the very front on deck 12 we just have cabins. Now going up to deck 13 at the very front of the ship, on the starboard side, just as you enter the crow's nest, you will find the Uganda room. This is an absolutely beautiful room. I have no idea what it is for, but it is exquisite. It's actually a really good meeting room. If there is a group of people who have come on for a cruise, this is a great place to meet. So let's go into the crow's nest. This is the bar that has the views. So in the evening, there'll be someone in here playing the piano. Great place to get any drink you want, whether that's a beer, a cocktail, a wine, some champagne, and sit and enjoy the sea views. The port side, by the entrance to the crow's nest, you will find the library, and it's actually closed for some reason. It looks like quite a small library, but I still love the fact that there is a library because you just don't see that on the newer ships these days. Now we're at the forward elevators, so we're going to go outside on the outer decks, and you can just see how much space there is. Yes, and I know I've said that like 3 times now, so I do apologise. So from here you have a great view of the Riviera pool. If we keep walking towards the aft of the ship, you've got another fantastic view of the Crystal Pool. And also there's seating up here as well as 2 tables for table tennis. Come to the very aft of the ship on deck 13, we have a court. And then over the other side you can see that there is archery available. We've got shuffleboard as we come onto the aft deck. As we look over the back, we have a fantastic view of the terrace pool down on deck 8. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you have a fantastic rest of the day. And as always, I will see you in the next video.